Good morning, children. Today we are going to discuss about the nervous system of the cockroach. Nervous system. Okay, the nervous system of cockroach. Okay, children. The first nervous system of cockroach we are discussing. The nervous system of cockroach consists of number one, nerve ring. The nervous system of cockroach consists of nerve ring and a ganglionated ganglionated double nerve cord. Ganglionated double nerve cord. Double ventral nerve cord. What you called? Ventral nerve cord. And another important one is sub eso subesophageal subesophageal ganglion. Subesophageal ganglion. Subesophageal ganglion. Okay, this is important. Circum esophageal circum esophageal circumesophageal connectives. Circumesophageal connectives and double ventral nerve cord. Double ventral nerve cord. Double ventral nerve cord. The nerve ring is the nerve ring is present around the esophagus in the head capsule okay, and is formed by the supraesophageal supraesophageal ganglion called the brain. Okay, next the brain is mainly a sensory and an endocrine center and lies above the esophagus. Okay, next subesophageal ganglion. Subesophageal ganglion is the motor center. Subesophageal ganglion is a motor center that controls that controls the movement of movement movement of the mouth parts. Movement of the mouth parts. Next, legs, movement of the mouth parts, legs and wings, legs and wings. Next, it lies below the it lies below it lies below the very important esophagus. Esophagus, it lies below the esophagus and formed formed by the fusion of the paid the fusion of the paid ganglia of what is called mandibular paid ganglia of mandibular, very important ma. Mandibular, okay, paid ganglia of which one? Mandibular, comma, maxillary, paid ganglion of mandibular, maxillary, and label and what is called labial, okay, labial segments of what you call labial segments of the head, okay children, formed by the fusion of the paid ganglia of mandibular, maxillary, and labial segments of the head. Very important children. A pair of circum esophageal, the circumesophageal, okay, circumesophageal circumesophageal connectives is present. Circumesophageal connectives is present around the which one? Around the esophagus. Around the which one ma? Esophagus. That is important. Connecting esophagus, connecting the what you called supraesophageal ganglion, supraesophageal ganglia, okay, connecting the supraesophageal ganglia. Next, esophageal ganglia, connecting the supraesophageal ganglia with the very important children with the subesophageal ganglion, subesophageal ganglia. This is a point you should have to remember, subesophageal ganglion, okay. Next, the double ventral nerve cord is the double ventral nerve cord. The double ventral nerve cord is okay, solid, comma, ganglionated, okay, ganglionated, and arises from the subesophageal 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 ganglion, and extend up to the seventh abdominal segment. Okay, children. Three thoracic ganglia. Okay. Three thoracic ganglia are present, one in each thoracic segment. Each thoracic segment. Each thoracic segment. And six abdominal ganglia. Six abdominal ganglia. Okay, in the abdomen. Okay, children, observe very carefully. We are discussing about the nervous system of cockroach. The nervous system of cockroach consists of nerve ring. Ganglia means you know very well, group of neurons. Gangliated double nerve cord. Nerve cord here I am mentioning, not notochord. Nerve cord, nerve cord. Nerve ring, ganglionated double ventral nerve cord, subesophageal, below the esophageal ganglia is there. Those are called subesophageal ganglion. Next, circumesophageal connective. So sub and supraesophageal ganglion connected by circumesophageal connectives and double ventral nerve cord. The nerve ring is present around the esophagus in the head capsule and is formed by the supraesophageal ganglion called the brain. Okay, the nerve ring, where it is present? The nerve ring present around the esophagus in head capsule. Head is formed by the supraesophageal ganglion called the brain. The brain is mainly a sensory and an endocrine, hormones also center, a hormone secreting center, and lies above the esophagus. Esophagus is a major part. Above and below ganglia is there, connected by supraesophageal, what you call connectives are there. The subesophageal ganglion is the motor center. You know motor, outgoing center that controls the movement of the mouth parts, legs and wings. It lies below the esophagus and formed by the fission of paired ganglia of mandibular, mouth parts are there or not? Mandibular, maxillary and labial segments of the head. What are the mouth parts? Maxilla, mandible and labrum, like that is there or not? So these ganglia will be segments of the head. A pair of circumesophageal connectives is present around the esophagus. Connectives connects the supra and subesophageal ganglia. Supraesophageal with the subesophageal ganglion. The double ventral nerve cord is solid nerve cord. Again I am repeating the word, not notochord. Nerve cord is solid, ganglionated and arises from the subesophageal ganglion and extend up to the 7th abdominal segment. The 3 thoracic ganglia in each thoracic segment, 6 abdominal ganglia in each abdominal segments are ganglia present. Total how many? 6 plus 3, 9 ganglia is there. Once again children, we are discussing about nervous system of the cockroach. There is the nerve ring, ganglionated double ventral nerve cord, ventral not dorsal, ventral nerve cord, subesophageal ganglion. Next, circumesophageal connectives and what you called double nerve cord. Total how many? 5. Nerve ring, ganglionated double ventral nerve cord, subesophageal ganglion, circumesophageal connectives, and double ventral nerve cord will be present. The nerve ring is present around the esophagus. Esophagus is there or not? You know, the part of the digestive system time we discussed about the esophagus. So the nerve ring around the esophagus in the head capsule and formed by the supraesophageal ganglion called the brain. The brain is mainly a sensory. Sensory means, you know, sensory part which will be receives the information, and endocrine center, hormone secreting center lies above the esophagus. The brain lies above the esophagus. The subesophageal ganglia below the esophagus. The ganglia is the motor center outgoing, takes the information from the brain, that controls the movement of the mouth parts, legs, wings. Okay, mouth parts, legs and wings movements are there or not? Controlled by which one? Subesophageal ganglion. It lies below the esophagus and formed by the fusion of paired ganglia of, come on, mandibular, mandibles, maxillary, maxilla, and labial segments of the head. A pair of circumesophageal connectives is present around the esophagus, connecting the supraesophageal ganglia with subesophageal ganglia. Above the esophagus ganglia, below the esophagus ganglia, connected by circumesophageal connectives. And the double ventral nerve cord is also nerve cord. It is a solid, ganglionated, and arise from the subesophageal ganglion and then extend up to the 7th abdominal segment. There are 9 ganglia will be there. 3 thoracic ganglia, 6 abdominal ganglia. The thoracic ganglia is thoracic segment, one ganglia will be there, and 6 abdominal ganglia in abdomen region will be there. Okay, children. Now we are going to discuss about sense organs. What kind of sense organs are there in the nervous system? We are going to discuss. The sense organ we are discussing. The sense organ. What are the sense organs in the nervous system? We will be discuss the sense organ. How many sense organs? You know very well. 5 like that, right? Here how many sense organs are there? In this place we will be discuss. Right. Okay, children, observe very carefully. In cockroach, the sense organs are sense organs. We are discussing what? Sense organs. Number 1, antennae. Antennae. Number 2, compound eyes. Compound eyes. Number 3, what we called labrum. Labrum. Number 4, you know very well, maxillary palps. Maxillary palps. Number 5, labial palps. Labial palps. Number 6, what you called anal cerci. Anal cerci. What are the sense organs in the cockroach? Number 1, antennae. Number 2, compound eyes. Number 3, labrum. Number 4, maxillary palps. Number 5, labial palps. Number 6, anal cerci. So, the receptors for touch. The receptors for touch. The receptors for touch, they will be called Thigmoreceptors. Thigmoreceptors. The receptors for touch. Thigmoreceptors is located in the antenna. What you call in the antenna. Next, comma, maxillary pulps. Maxillary pulps. Next, and cerci. Cerci is there or not? Anal cerci. Here, the thigmoreceptors, touch receptors are present. The receptor for taste. The receptors for taste. The receptors for taste. Okay. Gustatory receptors. Gustatory receptors. The receptors for taste, gustatory receptors, is found on the pulps of which one? Come on, tell. Pulps of maxilla and labium. Maxilla and labium. Okay, children. Next, thermoreceptors. Thermoreceptors are found. Thermoreceptors are found on the first four tarsal segments. Tarsal, you know tarsal. The tarsal segments. First four tarsal. What are the parts of the leg? Tarsal, metatarsal. There will be tarsal segment. Tarsal segments on the legs. Next, the receptors. Very important. The receptors. Very important. This is neat pitma. Chordotonal. Which one? Chordotonal. Chordotonal is found. Chordotonal is found on the anal cerci. Which respond to very important. Which respond to air or earthborne vibrations. Okay, children, this is important. Next, the photoreceptors of the cockroach. The photoreceptors of cockroach consists of a pair of compound eyes at the dorsal surface of the head. Dorsal surface of the head. Each eye is formed of. Of about 200 simple eyes. called very important need bit called what is called the ommatidia. Ommatidia singular what is called ommatidium singular ommatidium through which the cockroach can receive what is called cockroach can receive several images of an what is called object, several images of an object. Okay, this kind of vision is known as this kind of vision is known as what do you call this kind of vision is known as, come on, mosaic vision. What do you call mosaic vision? This is important. With more sensitivity okay children, but less resolution. Okay children, this is important. Observe very carefully what we are discussing. We are discussing about the sense organs of the periplaneta americana. The sense organs are antennae, compound eyes, labrum, maxillary, lower lip and upper lip, labrum and maxillary palps, labial palps, and what is called anal circuit. So like that, there will be what is called the sense organs are what is called things are there. The receptors will be there. Okay, labium is the lower lip. Labrum is the which one? Upper lip. Labrum upper. So these all have sense organs. The receptors for touch, thigmoreceptors, is located in the antennae, maxillary antennae, maxillary palps and cerci. The receptors for the taste, gustatory receptors, is found in the palps of maxilla and labium. Okay, once again, the receptors for the touch, thigmoreceptors, is located in the antennae, maxillary palps and cerci, anal cerci. The receptors for the taste, gustatory receptors. The receptors for taste are called gustatory receptors. The receptors for the touch are called thigmoreceptors, as found in the palps of maxilla and labium. Thermoreceptors found on the first 4 tarsal segments. You know tarsal? What are the tarsal segments of the legs? You know very well. Tarsal, metatarsal, like that segments are there on the legs. Their temperature finding receptors are there in the tarsal segments of the legs, the receptors. Next, cardotonal. This is a neat bit, right? Cardotonal, the receptors cardotonal is found on the anal cerci, which respond to earthborne vibrations. Cardotonal. What is this one? Cardotonal is found on the anal cerci, which respond to air and earthborne vibrations. The photoreceptors of cockroach consists of a pair of compound eyes. How many are there? The compound eyes? A pair of compound eyes at dorsal surface. Above the dorsal means upper side. Dorsal surface of the head. Each eye is formed about 200 simple eyes called ommatidia. 200 simple eyes are called ommatidia. The singular, what is the ommatidia? Ommatidium. Ommatidium. Through which the cockroach can receive several images of an object. Several images, not single image. Several images of an object. This kind of vision is known as mosaic vision, with more sensitivity but less resolution. More sensitivity but less resolution. Thank you, children. In the next class, we will discuss about excretory system.